And I would ask Councillor Hurley to lead us in prayer and pledge today.
Yes, thank you. I would offer a prayer of hope and consolation for all of the victims in Ukraine and for the speedy downfall of the second Hitler. The Russian president should be ashamed of himself, and hopefully someday he'll get his due. A little bit harsh, but I think well-deserved. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
United States of America. One nation, under God, indivisible.
Liberty and justice. No, not yet.
Oh, it's just an oldie but a goodie. Sure you know what that means.
Yeah.
All right. I recognize Councillor DiPaolo for a motion to record advice and consent for the financial warrant.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. I recognize Councillor Kennedy for a motion to record advice and consent for the pending list of notaries, public, and justices of the.
So moved, Governor.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Councillor Jubinville. Okay, for a motion to record advice and consent for the appointment of Joseph M. Griffin Jr. to the position of Associate Justice of the Boston Municipal Court.
So moved. Second.
It is a motion and a second. Councillor Devaney.
No, I just want to thank you and the administration for presenting Joseph Griffin. He is so qualified and he has everything I look for, especially the humility. So he has high profile cases that we've all read about in the paper, and I won't go through all of that. He is highly qualified. But I want to say that Lieutenant Governor, we just salute the flag and we say justice for all. And, it really isn't justice for all the nominees that come before us. That particular day when Attorney Griffin came before us, we had another hearing for Judge Angelo. And with this nominee, Joseph Griffin, I was very happy. This room was filled. In fact, people were sharing a chair. That's how filled it was, okay? Everyone was here, his family, his friends, his relatives, supporters. Now, it was not justice for Judge D'Angelo. He was instructed, do not bring anybody. You come alone. This chamber was empty. He could not bring his wife. He could not bring his 6 children.
Point of information. Is this relevant to the nomination?
It's personal privilege.
We do this.
Personal privilege.
And we have a motion and a second relative to the matter before.
And I know judges would have filled this, and attorneys would have filled this room. It was an inquisition. There was no questions asked of what he's been doing for 16 years. Only Council Ferreira asked question. But I'm just saying, let's be fair to everyone. No one should be. I never thought I would serve where council would make a nominee cry. He cried, and I cried. No one should be treated like that. Everyone should be treated equally. They should be able to bring their family, their friends, their supporters. And I know Judge Green wanted to come and all those judges, and he couldn't wait to get him on the appeals court. It was a wonderful nomination. And I'll tell you, Judge Dolly was devastated when he left here. And I just want to say, let's be civil, let's be fair, let's treat everyone the same, whether it's a friend of the council or whether it's anyone. And I'm just making that statement. It wasn't fair that that man sat alone in an empty chamber.
And your point is made.
Thank you.
Yes, Councillor Jubinville.
Well, first of all, D'Angelo wasn't on with Griffin. That was back a few weeks ago. Already heard from the counselor from Watertown get up and say the exact same speech, I think 2 weeks ago. Make sure that the press is here when she makes it. And she got it all wrong, first of all. Judge Dolly was not upset at all. I speak to him constantly. He had no problem with any of this hearings. And second of all, it is up to the counselor chairing the meeting to decide on the procedures that are going to be taken. As I said the last time the counselor from Watertown brought this up, this was a contentious hearing. We all knew it was going to be contentious. So I said to him, I would not bring your wife if I was you because you're going to be asked some hard questions and she might be embarrassed. I said, you can come in and you can bring your witnesses and we can have the hearing. There was an indication that there was going to be 9 or 10 judges brought in here. As I said the last time that she brought this up, that was a very bad idea. It was being used for a purpose that it shouldn't have been used for. And I explained that to the nominee. He agreed with me and called the judges off. So he had a good fair hearing. It was a tough hearing for him, but he did a great job, I thought. And in fact, we voted on him, I believe, last week, if I'm not mistaken. So he passed, I think, by 8-0 or 7-1, I forget. So he had a very fair hearing, but it's up to each counselor to decide how they run their hearings. And I don't criticize any other counselor for the way they handle them. And I would expect and hope that no counselor criticizes other counselors before the body. If you have a criticism, do it downstairs or when you're with the counselor alone. Don't do it to play to the press. So that's all I have to say. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor.
Okay. Thank you both. We have a motion and a second. We may begin the roll call.
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. I recognize Councilor Hurley for a motion to record advice and consent for the appointment of Brandon D. Freeman to the position of Associate Justice of the District Court.
I make that nomination with a great sense of pride in the nominee. He appeared before me. He was always a class act, and I think he's going to be a great judge.
Second.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Councilor Devaney?
I just want to add that when I met with him, he mentioned being before Judge Hurley and what a good experience it was, and to have her recommendation, and beside him being so qualified, I'm happy to vote yes.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. We may begin the roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
I recognize Councilor Hurley for a motion to record advice and consent for the appointment of Barbara Y. Burton to the position of Clerk Magistrate of the Chicopee District Court.
I make a motion on this nomination with a great sense of pride and history. I've known Barbara Burton for not only my time on the bench, but when I was a practicing attorney. She was a great addition to the Springfield District Court as an assistant clerk. She's been at Chicopee for several years as the acting, and I'm sure she's going to do a great job there. Thank you. So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Thank you. We may begin the roll call.
Yes.
Yes. With pleasure, yes.
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 Okay, thank you. We have 2 nominations that need to be scheduled, and I believe you've organized that. One is Christopher Belizos to the position of Associate Justice, and that hearing will be June 1st at 9:30.
9 a.m. 9 a.m.
9 a.m. 9 a.m. for Christopher Belizos, and Elizabeth Dunnigan to the position of Associate Justice of the Superior Court will be the same day, June 1st at 10:30.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have 4 nominations today. They are being reappointed to the Department of Industrial Accidents Board. And they are Catherine Watson Cozio has been nominated for reappointment. Councilor Hurley, do you have a date and time for this hearing?
I'd like to put it on for May 25th. Just checking what else is on for that date.
We have 2 other matters.
It's 2.
So you do the afternoon.
We have one at 11:30 and the other one at 10:30. 10:30 and 11:30.
It's the 25th.
But what,
They're quick, 1 o'clock you can do.
Okay.
These are reappointments.
All right, 1 PM. Seal.
Okay. John J. Bennett III, he's also been nominated for reappointment, and that's in your jurisdiction, Councilor Jubenville.
Why don't we do that next week at 1:30? Are you doing yours at 1?
Yeah.
1:30.
On May 25th at 1:30, okay? Karen A. Fitzgerald, let me just finish with
I'm not sure.
there are 4 nominations that we're discussing, and these are reappointments. They are currently serving on the board of the industrial accident, and they have been part of this process before. Karen A. Fitzgerald has been nominated, and that also falls in your jurisdiction, Councilor Jubenville. Okay, that will be at 2 PM. And Dennis M. Maher, Councilor DiPaolo, is within your jurisdiction
We will do that on May 25 at 2:30.
at 2:30. Okay. All right. We've got nominations. We have the schedule, May 25th and June 1st. That concludes our business today. Thank you.